Many business owners we spoke with say they're glad to see the city getting back to it, but it is a big concern for those who are actually part of the homeless community. Fox 12's Audrey WEIL has both sides of this story and joins us live from Northwest Portland tonight. Audrey.
Nora, the city's concerns here are the health and safety risks to the community, and business owners say that they're tired of dealing with the issues that come with some of these homeless camps. Meanwhile, though, we spoke to one man who says that this just adds stress and health concerns for the people most impacted by these cleanups.
It's a constant stress, and over time, I'm sure that stress shaves years off of people's lives.
Jeffrey Litticoat knows what it's like to have to pick up and move or come back to a campsite cleared out.
They've taken the last photographs that I had of my children. They've taken the last of the original poetry that I wrote, the last few paintings that I had.
He's made it known that he's sheltering in place right now and even give us a look at his setup.
So I've spent some time thinking about what is the difference between people that are out here and so-called homeless and people that live indoors. Is that we have thin walls, tents and tarps. Folks in regular housing have thin skin.
He's against the removal of homeless camps, and considering we're still in a pandemic, thinks this is not the time for the city to ramp that up again.
The CDC, since the beginning of the pandemic and still now, says allow the homeless to shelter in place, because forcing people into shelters, exposing them to dozens and dozens of people in enclosed areas with people breathing the same air all night long is deadly.
The city council approved a proposal to remove more campsites starting Monday, prioritizing encampments that have 8 or more structures, block sidewalks, pathways, and entrances, impede schools, pose high risks such as with fires or health hazards, or areas with criminal behavior. Prior to the pandemic, about 50 campsites were removed every week. In the past year, that's been about 5 a week. Business owners are glad the city's getting back to it.
The debris, smell, all of that contributes to people shying away from it.
I got to the point where my customers wouldn't come.
We asked the city what happens to the campers. A spokesperson told us they're still working on long-term solutions like expanding shelter availability. But in the short term, as long as people comply with COVID protocols, they don't have to relocate. That the city will only post campsites that pose health and safety risks and will only remove a site as a last resort if people don't comply. And they say people living at campsites posted for removal can choose to move to another city-owned property, and that crews who do outreach and trash pickup also refer people to shelters and other social services. And right now, the city is also taking inventory of city-owned properties that could be used for shelter or camping sites. And city commissioners say once that process is complete, they'll be able to act more quickly and safely when it comes to any future campsites. Reporting live in Northwest Portland, Audrey WEIL, Fox 12 Oregon.